Okay, guys, so I'm starting to work on the torso. It's been a while since I've even touched it, so now I'm able to work on it, and I'm real pleased to be able to do that. The sucky part about all this is that I designed all of these things so that you could wear this thing, right? So as you can see, this is the arm. The arm goes up and down, left and right, circular. I mean, this thing moves really nice and smooth. Look at that. Come on, all the way in, all the way out, goes that direction, that direction. Yeah, I've been able to really move in the torso nice and smooth, move into the legs nice and smooth. This has been a really easy Robbie to walk in. It would have been really fantastic. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Anyway, as you can see, so right now I'm basically just going in, filling and sanding, filling and sanding. A lot of seams that need to be filled in. So I'm going to focus on this. I hope to have the torso ready to paint in about 2 months. And I'll be working on the head after that, putting all my effort into the head. And like I said, ultimately what I'd like to do is make a remote control where I have a remote and I can do different scenes from the movie. And my motors for my spinners and for the ears spinning and also for the top of the gyro is all voltage driven. So that means that as I apply voltage or decrease voltage, it'll spin faster and spin slower. I can control that. So when I do a scenario where he turns his head and he's, is there something coming this way and his spinner starts spinning faster, and then he says nothing coming this way, and his spinner then would slow down. So that's kind of cool. And I'm going to control everything with probably a Python. I'm pretty sure. Everybody's like, go Arduino, but Python for me is more robust, especially for the motors that I'm going to be using for these things. And somebody had asked me about making him talk and all that stuff. I noticed that Mike's doing it in a really cool way. I just chose a different way of doing it. And like my wife said, the reason that I'm doing it is because I shocked the shit out of myself when I built my B9. And I don't want to do that. And when I originally designed this, the voltage would have been right in front of my face. And I didn't want to have that happen. So with the LEDs, even though the comments from people are it's too bright, it's not as bright as you think it is because I'm using a cell phone to do it. But it is definitely nice and bright, and I can adjust the intensity if I really want to. But I'm inside of an area that's not as bright as it is outside, and outside it looks absolutely fantastic. It looks exactly like you'd want it to look like from in the movie itself. And I've been working on the sax valves. They work real nice and smooth. I'm still having issues with the flippers, the wig wags as you call them. So I've got to do a little bit of adjustment for that. And then the 10 millimeter LEDs that I'm using to light up the sax valve rests, which would go right in this area here. So my sax valves, they fall real nice. Like that. They fall really, really nice. This is the part I'm talking about here. These guys, they move, but they won't activate, and I need to play with that to get them to catch at the same time. So as the cams hit this, I want it to hit this too. And then across here, you'll see there's holes underneath the sax valves. That's where the rest sits, right under here. And my rest is clear so that the 10 millimeter LEDs will light up. And again, the motors for this and the motors for the spinner right here, these are all voltage sensitive motors. I have for the ears that go across here, and Robbie right there. These I printed out of transparent PLA, but I actually have some that I got from Shapeways, and I've got all the acrylic stuff in here already done by Shapeways. They do good stuff. Mike is absolutely right. They do some pretty fantastic stuff, to say the least. And it looks really nice too. Oh, and somebody asked me about Robbie's hands. Now, I did post a video how I did them. I was doing some experimentation, and I did them at a TPU, which is this flexible stuff. So there's the hands, and as you can see, they're flexible. See how they're flexible? So I like that. I like the TPU. There's a trick to TPU. You have to have, you know, the right temperature and so forth. So you have to monitor things. One thing I've learned as a special effects guy is that I keep a diary on every project that I ever done. And in the diary, I write down what products I've used, and when I'm doing something like, you know, something like this, where there's a specific element, specific temperature, I actually keep running tabs so that I know that the humidity has to be so much, the temperature has to be so much, the length of time, what the settings are on my printer, so that I can produce stuff over and over and over and over again. Oh, here we go. Let me show you this. Hold on a second here. So this is my Sachs valve rest here. So the way I made it is these are translucent. So if I can hold this up to the light, let me see if I can do that quick. See, you can see how translucent they are, and that goes like right here. You guys building Robbie know that. It sits right here, but as you can see, this area here sits right over the top of the holes. And these are 10mm LEDs that are going to light this up. And the way it goes in the movie is they stay lit up, and then they flash. And that's not hard to do, because you can put in your cam, you can put your switch off to the side like a micro switch, so that the sequence of events happens. These flip and it flashes. So I'm not ready to do that yet. That's easy. Right now I'm just working on the torso, like I said. But look at that movement. God, that just pisses me off that I can't. You know, look at that. That is just amazing. It's nice smooth. See, I can bounce. Put my arms all through this. Would be so comfortable. Anyway, I got to quit my bitching and moaning. Hey, you guys contact me all the time. I always get people asking me questions all the time. There are videos, but they're 2 and 3 years old. I can understand why you guys don't want to thumb through my entire library, but there is stuff in there that you might enjoy. I do builds from all different kinds of sci-fi. I collect all different kinds of sci-fi. I've had people ask me what products I use and everything. Just contact me. Contact me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to help you. In fact, I'll put on videos even to help you and walk you through stuff. The electronic stuff tends to intimidate some people. I'm an electromechanical engineer, and I've taught many folk. And I tend to teach in such a way that it's very simple to understand. I can tell you where to buy the product you need to do, and if you need any help, I can walk you through how to do it. So don't worry about that, okay? You're not bothering me. I know some of you said, I'm sorry for bothering you. You're not bothering me. I enjoy this great deal. I've been making props for decades, and I absolutely love it. It's so much fun, you know? So don't worry about that, okay? All right, well, enough rattling on and prattling on for me, but I thought you guys would like to see what's the next project I'm doing with Robbie. So this is going to take a little bit. I've got to get in here and sand all this stuff here and get these all filled in and do some puttying and stuff. So that's going to take a couple of months to do, because I just don't have the time like I did before. But if everything goes okay, my Robbie should be standing up in the corner with everything ready to go except for his head done by Christmas time. And, oh, I wanted to show you this too. Hold on a minute. Ugh. All right, so that's my B9 that people asked about. That's my second one, actually. And then this is my Robbie right now. And as you can see, it's darker. Well, that's because the paint dries darker. So when it's first laid down, because it's automotive paint, I use automotive paint. So I automotively prime it, and then I use automotive paint to paint with, and it's acrylic enamel. So it forms its own skin. And when it dries, which takes about 2 weeks to dry thoroughly, it's like a solid shell. It could handle the sunlight. It could handle any kind of abuse I ever put this thing through, because I planned on walking in it before, as I said before. But as you can see, it's not that silver anymore. It's more of what Robbie's color is. I'm real happy with that. That came out really nice. The texturing on it came out really nice. So my Robbie's going to be, at least he's going to look kick-ass. You know, he may not move that much, but he'll look kick-ass. Anyway, as I always say, end of video. Happy printing.